The following video was requested by Lakota the Service Wolf. If you have a true scary story you'd like me to narrate, or a suggestion for a video, let me know in the comment section below, or email me at channel0yt1999@gmail.com. We had this really strange dog creature that would hang around the property. I say dog creature because this thing was far too big and intelligent to be a stray dog. It had very pronounced red eyes. I'm not saying it was a werewolf or a dog man, but it was very werewolf-like. The dog would frequently stalk the edge of the woods on our property in the day. It seemed to have no fear. My uncle would yell at it and even throw things at it to try and scare it off, but it would simply chase after him for a short distance. We would frequently find dead chickens or rabbits after a thunderstorm. We knew it was that dog thing because it would leave huge paw prints in the mud and claw marks on the window ledges. Sometimes we would find screens ripped from our screen doors and windows. It would never outright attack us, but it very well did seem to enjoy taunting us and harassing us. Witness S. Costi. To get right to it, Hellhounds are large demon-like entities that resemble a dog, albeit a very large one. According to most depictions, a typical Hellhound is larger than your typical brown bear, by a significant margin. Its hair has also been described as black as coal. Despite being massive in size, however, most people fear the creature's signature bright red eyes that hide a burning flame as they peer directly into your soul. It should also be noted that because Hellhounds are a form of a demon, they release an odor akin to sulfur. It's a terrible smell, but an indicator that they're nearby. In any case, even if you are somehow able to spot a Hellhound, getting away from one may prove incredibly difficult, given their supernatural abilities. Hellhounds boast incredible speed and strength. They are allegedly faster than some of the fastest cars in the world, and their claws are able to cut down trees in mere seconds. Moreover, their claws can practically conjure fire, and with every step that they take, they leave a trail of scorching flames. Like their fellow demons, they are also masters of illusions, disguise, or trickery, whichever term you prefer. They can cloak themselves in mist, shapeshift into several forms, or even simply vanish into thin air. And the Hellhound uses these abilities to hunt you down. That said, most agree that the scariest ability the Hellhound possesses is its unnerving ability to sense death. In other words, Hellhounds are omens, and if you spot one, odds are you won't be making it to the end of the next year. But one must ask themselves, where did these kinds of depictions of Hellhounds come from? The answer? From a variety of cultures around the world. The Hellhound, as we know it, is an amalgamation of the Hellhound-like creatures we find in a variety of cultures, one of its earliest incarnations being found in Greek mythology. I'm sure we're all familiar with the Hellhound, Cerberus, the keeper of the gates of hell. It's a three-headed dog. A three-headed Hellhound, if you will, with monstrous jaws, glowing red eyes, and a tail of a snake. And, though a bit odd, his design in Disney's Hercules is a bit more in line to what we believe a Hellhound looks like today. In Eastern folklore, say Chinese folklore, you will find a huge demon dog named Tiangu. This specific Hellhound is given the blame for causing eclipses by devouring the sun, shrouding the moon in darkness. East of China, in Japan, you find another demon-like entity known as a Kori Inu. This particular Hellhound is fond of stalking lonely travelers for a good meal. That is, of course, if said traveler has a malicious heart. If, however, the traveler has a worthy heart, Okori Inu will protect them instead. Similarly, in Mexican/Central American folklore, the people indigenous to these parts of the world fear the cadejo, a spirit dog that either hunts or protects travelers. Cadejos come in two different shades, white and black. If you haven't already guessed, the white spirits are kind, benevolent, and they protect the travelers who spot them, whereas the black sprites are malicious creatures who will tear you to shreds given the chance. In early Norse culture, Odin, father of Thor and Loki, was accompanied by two enormous wolves who would protect him from danger. Known as Gary and Freki, these two grim wolves were found in Hell, the Vikings' underworld, and released by Odin. Ever since, they protected him throughout his ventures. Although these two wolves don't share much in common with the Hellhounds we've discussed thus far, they are believed to have inspired many of England's legends about Hellhounds. Speaking of which, England seems to be a breeding ground for these Hellhounds, as the entirety of England seems to be haunted by more Hellhounds than anywhere else on the planet. In Yorkshire, England, you find the Barghest, a shapeshifter whose favorite forms include a headless woman, a white cat, or a rabbit, but is traditionally seen in the form of a large black dog with glowing red eyes. However, unlike other Hellhounds, it's more reclusive and tends to stay to itself, and truly isn't incredibly harmful. Similarly, the Black Shuck, seen in the coastal areas of Norfolk, Essex, and Suffolk, is very gentle in nature. Instead of attacking random strangers, it opts to protect women and young girls when they have to travel at night. Though despite its gentle nature, it has reportedly attacked 2 people in a church. Its reasoning is still unknown. In Wales, the Sin Onwyn guides lost souls into the other world, a paradise the dead can find peace in. Moving on to Devon, the Yes haunting cries leaves those who hear it in utter despair. The Yes cries is known to many as a bad omen, and those who hear it are likely to die soon. Eerily, this particular Hellhound has no head, only a gaping hole, as some describe it, making its appearance far more disturbing. The last of England's notable Hellhounds is by far the most threatening. Simply known as the Black Dog, it is the fastest of all the Hellhounds, and it uses its insane speed to hunt down and tear apart its prey. Like the others, the Black Dog is also known as an omen of death, and should you spot it, not only will you see it again on the day you die, it will make sure that it is the last thing you see right before you die and fall into emptiness. The Hellhound is by far one of the cooler urban legends out there. While not outright terrifying like some of the other legends we've discussed on the channel, Hellhounds in concept are incredibly horrifying, and pretty morbid in some cases. That said, is the legend real? Though I don't believe there is much debate, the answer is probably not. It's a cool legend, but by far one of the most outlandish ones out there. There is no evidence pointing to the fact that they exist, and encounters online could simply be the result of falsified reports or a case of mistaken identity. Someone could have been attacked by a big black dog out there, but the likelihood that it was a Hellhound, and not some rabid dog or wolf, is not that great. Despite it most likely being fake, it should be noted that the legend of the Hellhound is quite popular today, and the Hellhound is seen in several forms of media, books, and even video games. One of the most popular depictions of the creature being in Disney's Hercules, and a more modern rendition in Supernatural, though you can't really see them there because, budget. The Hellhound is also a popular enemy in a ton of video games, most notable being Treyarch's Black Ops series, specifically in the zombie modes, and a certain bosses in the Devil May Cry series. Not much more to say about this particular legend, so I'll leave it at that. If you like this video, leave a like below, and subscribe if you haven't already for more content like this. If there's a video you'd like me to make, let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, tell me what you think of this legend. And remember, if you are traveling on your own, be wary, for a hellhound may be just around the corner, waiting to rip you apart.